Welcome to the Breakdown. I am DELACREMEDELA, your host of the Breakdown Show, and this is the Breakdown Show. Welcome to the Breakdown crew. If you are, welcome new watchers, subscribed and unsubscribed. Look, I just want to jump into this article real quick. It just came across my desk by email from the New York Times. It's an article. Obviously, you see his ugly face, so let's get into it. It says, breaking news, federal agents raid home tied to Sean Combs. So we are going to take a look at this together and do whatever needs to be done with it. Again, this story is from the New York Times. It just came to my email like within the last few seconds. Today is March 25th, 2024. I just got this article while I was pulling into the driveway. So again, it is breaking news. This one says, federal agents raid home tied to Sean Combs. Federal agents from the Department of Homeland Security on Monday raided a home in the Los Angeles area that a law enforcement official said was connected to Sean Combs, the hip-hop mogul who's been accused of sexual assault and sex trafficking in multiple civil lawsuits over the last several months. Let's continue. All right. That's a better picture. Now, Los Angeles and Miami apparently is where there are homes connected to him that have been raided. So it says federal agents raid homes tied to Sean Combs in Los Angeles and Miami. That picture is severely photoshopped too. In response to questions about Mr. Combs' residences, Homeland Security investigation said the searchers were part of an ongoing investigation. The caption of this photo says Sean Combs has been accused of sexual misconduct in multiple civil lawsuits over the past several months. I'm not sure if you guys were here, but if you weren't, go ahead and check out the video in the Breakdown playlist where we actually read through Cassie's complaint. We got the court documents and we read through the lawsuit. So take a look at that. It's pretty creepy. That definitely was an After Dark show. Now, this story is by Ben Cesario, Julia Jacobs, and William K. Rashbaum. It starts by saying, federal agents from the Department of Homeland Security on Monday raided homes in the Los Angeles area and Miami that a person with knowledge of the case said were connected to Sean Combs, the hip-hop mogul, who's been accused of sexual assault and sex trafficking in multiple civil lawsuits over the last several months. In a statement on Monday, a response to questions about news reports of a raid on Mr. Combs' residences, Homeland Security investigation said, earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations, also known as HSI, New York, executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation. So the investigation is coming out of New York. With assistance from HSI Los Angeles and HSI Miami and our local law enforcement partners, we will provide further information as it becomes available. A spokesperson for Mr. Combs did not respond to a request for comment. A criminal inquiry was being conducted by federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York and federal agents with Homeland Security investigations, a law enforcement official said. Nicholas Baez, or whatever you say, Baez, it's beautiful, it looks great. A spokesman for the Southern District declined to comment. Let's see what we could do without moving his face up. Homeland Security Investigations did not say in its statement who was the target of the investigation. Video from Fox 11, KTTV, a local television news station in Los Angeles, showed armed officers entering a home in the Holmby Hills area of the city, which a law enforcement official said was connected to Mr. Combs. It goes on to say, the raids were a stunning development in the career of Combs, 54, also known as Puff Daddy and Diddy, a producer, label executive, and occasional rapper. They are shady. Ooh, they shady. They said, take that, take that. Because when they put in that lawsuit that he was a rapper, I was like, are you sure about that? I literally remember saying that on our show. I was like, did they have to include that this man was a rapper? They said he was a middle-aged rapper in the lawsuit. I thought that was hilarious. They called him a middle-aged rapper. I got to read that sentence again with a straight face. So, this report says the raids were a stunning development in the career of Combs, 54, also known as Puff Daddy and Diddy, a producer, label executive, and occasional rapper. Why they call that man an occasional rapper? He had a couple bars. He got a song I really like called We Gon' Make It. A producer, label executive, and occasional rapper who's been one of the most influential and widely recognized figures in the music business over the last 30 years. He played an integral role in the transformation of hip-hop into a global commercial force, crafting hits and larger-than-life personas for rap and R&B performers like the Notorious B.I.G., may he rest in power, and Mary J. Blige. I remember on Biggie's birthday, I had my kids in China spell B-I-G over and over in a chant just in honor of him. It made my day. I think it made his too. And making smash hits himself with songs like I'll Be Missing You, which he happened to make a smash hit right after Biggie died. A ballad to the Notorious B.I.G. after his killing in a drive-by shooting, which featured Faith Evans, the rapper's widow, and sampled the Police's hit Every Breath You Take. But Mr. Combs has also been dogged for decades by accusations of violence. In November, he was sued for sexual assault by Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie, his former girlfriend, who probably was a prostitute, who was also signed to his label Bad Boy as a performing artist. Cassie, who has, 3 singles? 1 hit? Poor thing. She hooked up with the wrong pimp. In her suit, Miss Ventura accused Mr. Combs of forcing her to engage in sexual activity with male prostitutes over a period of years. For example, whenever you saw her with white nails. And now Young Miami. Whenever you see them with white nails, know that they've been doing something strange for some change, Jesus. She didn't mind spending that money though, did she, Cassie? In her suit, I read that already. The suit said that as a result of those encounters, which took place in a number of cities across the United States, Ms. Ventura was a victim of sex trafficking. Ms. Ventura's civil suit was settled in just 1 day, with her and Mr. Combs saying their dispute had been resolved amicably. I believe it was, $32 million? She probably gave her lawyer about 40%. Man, that's a nice little lawsuit. But her suit was followed by several more cases, each accusing Mr. Combs of sexual assault. In one case filed last month, a music producer, Rodney Jones, said that Mr. Combs had made unwanted sexual contact with him and forced him to hire prostitutes and participate in sex acts with them. Federal investigators in New York have been leading the investigation and have been conducting interviews with potential witnesses related to Mr. Combs for several months, according to the person familiar with the interviews. Mr. Combs has denied the accusations against him. In December, after an anonymous woman filed a suit accusing Mr. Combs and 2 other men of raping her in a New York recording studio. Notice how T.D. Jake's name disappeared from this whole thing, even as a rumor. In December, after an anonymous woman filed a suit, according to Mr. Combs and 2 other men, of raping her in a New York recording studio in 2003 when she was 17, the music mogul said, "Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of those awful things being alleged, but T.D. Jakes did." I'm just playing. He didn't say that about T.D. Jakes. After Mr. Jones' suit last month, Sean Hawley, a lawyer for Mr. Combs, said, "Mr. Jones is nothing more than a liar who filed a $30 million lawsuit shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday." I wonder if P. Diddy must have about $30 million in insurance. He must have like a liability or an umbrella insurance policy that covers that, because there's no way he's paying all these lawsuits out of pocket. Who filed a $30 million lawsuit shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday and called his accusations pure fiction. Ms. Holly and 2 other lawyers for Mr. Combs also did not respond to requests for comment on Monday. In a statement on Monday, Douglas Wigdor, a lawyer who represents Ms. Ventura, said the anonymous woman who sued Mr. Combs alleging the assault at a New York studio said, "We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for his depraved conduct." I believe that's the end of the article. Yep. Now, Hamed Al-Aziz, my apologies for mispronouncing your name, Al-Aziz, I think, contributed reporting from Washington, D.C., and Chelsea Rose Marcius, I apologize as well, from New York. So that is the article. It's on NewYorkTimes.com. I would definitely recommend you take a look at it and just kind of read through it yourself and read all the way through it, because it's information all the way to the bottom. So anyway, per usual, that's all I got. I holla.